Let me ask you a simple question that's going to change how you think about your sales process. As a roofing business owner who manages a sales team, you understand this, but your sales reps probably don't articulate it the way that you do. Here it is. Do homeowners need time or information to make a buying decision? Think about it. When someone's deciding whether they want to move forward with a new roof with you, what are they really lacking? Time to think it over or the right information to make a confident decision? Always information, always. But here's what I hear from sales teams all the time. They say things like, these leads feel cold. They're still shopping around. They're too early in the buying process. Does this sound familiar? Your sales reps aren't wrong. They're just describing the symptom, not the cause. And so the real issue is that these homeowners, they're not been properly pre-framed before your rep walks through the door. My name's Oscar. I'm from Roof Ignite. We're an advertising agency helping roofers. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to solve this problem using what I like to call the Big 4 pre-appointment content strategy. So this is going to move your leads further down the sales process before your leads show up, which shortens your sales cycle and drastically improves your sales team's close rates. All right, so what's the real problem? The real problem is that your marketing and sales teams aren't aligned. Let me be clear about something. Marketing and sales shouldn't be considered two different functions. They're the same process, but different stages. Marketing brings in the lead and then the sales closes the lead. But there's a critical gap between those two departments that most roofers completely ignore. So here's what typically happens. Your sales reps, they get comfortable with one type of lead, maybe referrals or home show leads, okay? So they know exactly where those prospects are mentally when they show up. But here's what happens. When you open up a new marketing channel, suddenly your reps are complaining that these leads are different or not qualified per se. It's not that the leads are bad. They're just at a different stage in the buying process and they haven't done the work to bring the lead up to speed before the appointment. So when a rep says that a lead feels cold, what they're really saying is that this person doesn't have enough information yet. So my appointment turned from a closing call into an education call. All right, so the solution is strategically using content pre-appointment to address what I like to call the Big 4. These are the 4 most critical areas that every homeowner needs clarity on before they're ready to make a buying decision. Let's break it down. So there's first layer questions. These are basic surface level questions that they have on appointments. Do they need a new roof? How much is it going to cost? How long is it going to take? Right, so your pre-appointment content needs to address those fundamentals first. Second layer questions. Once the homeowner understands the basics, these are the questions that come as a result of answering the first one. What's the difference between materials? What should I expect during the replacement process? And how do I know if you're reliable? These questions come as a direct result of answering the first layer questions in your content sequence, so all that sequence matters. All right, the third type of content is expectation content. You need to be very crystal clear about what the homeowner should expect from you in your process, in both the appointment and the replacement process if they move forward. How does the process work? When will they arrive? How long is the appointment going to be? What do they need from you before the appointment? The uncertainty of this not being handled is what creates resistance. All right, so objection pre-handling, and this is where most companies miss the biggest opportunity. You know the objections that are coming, right? It's like, what makes you different? It's too expensive. I need to get more, like 3 more quotes. You got to address these heads on before the appointment. For example, price objections, you can literally say, here's why other roofing contractors are cheaper. After sitting down with hundreds of homeowners, we've identified our top 3 competitors, ABC, XYZ, and BBC. We're going to explain exactly why their price is lower and why we justify ours being higher. The question isn't whether the price you pay is expensive, it's whether the cost of not doing it right the first time is worth the risk, okay? So how do you actually implement this? How do you get the content to the homeowners, right? You need multiple different touch points across multiple different channels. So here is what I like to do. Okay, I like to set up automated email sequences that deliver the Big 4 content about a day to 3 before the appointment. And each email should focus on one specific area of the 4 before the appointment. You could also have your sales reps record short personalized videos addressing common questions and objections, and they should feel personal and build trust before, the homeowner even meets the rep. You can also have what I like to call hammer them content. So Facebook content that you can send directly to people who book scheduled appointments with you. And this essentially leverages your content and your brand that you've already made to get onto the homeowner's page before they show up. There's also just simple text messages that you can send to the homeowners so you can keep your company and your sales rep top of mind before an appointment or even after. And the key here is just consistency across all the channels. Every piece of content should reinforce the same message and move the homeowner closer towards the buying decision, right? So you can artificially manufacture the sales process before it even happens. And it's crazy because of what technology can actually do for you. Okay, once you implement the Big Four correctly, your sales reps are gonna notice an immediate difference. So instead of showing up to an inspection that turns into an education session for 2 hours, they're arriving to a homeowner who already understands the basic and has like realistic expectations and has had their major objections already addressed, okay? You know, we're not necessarily trying to close 100% of your leads, right? Because you're not going to. But adding this method will definitely make it easier to close an extra 1 out of every 10 appointments, which is the difference between a good year and a great year. Your sales reps, they can't call leads unqualified anymore. They're good leads that have been properly prepared for the sales conversation. And remember, the goal here isn't to replace the sales process, it's to enhance it. A little bit of education before appointments can dramatically shorten your sales cycle and overall improve your close rates. Marketing and sales are the same function, and when you treat them as one together, roofers, instead of 2 separate departments, you're gonna see an improvement in your numbers across the board. Look, if you're a roofing business owner doing above 2.5 million a year and you want help implementing systems like this so you can consistently add 7 figures in roof jobs year after year, click the link below this in the description. It's a link to our growth consult with my team, and essentially you can speak to see if you qualify to work with us. We'll break down exactly what this looks like, how you can add 7 figures in roof jobs using the Big Four, among other ad strategies, and get ultimately closer to your goals. Okay, hope this video was really helpful. If you have a big impact on your sales process after implementing it, make sure to let me know, and I'm going to be coming up with more content for you shortly, so stay tuned.